Today I'm working on a B5 Audi S4, just making a quick video talking about something I see pretty often, and it kind of, it's a bit of a pet peeve of mine. These, doing tie rod ends on it, and the whole tie rod assembly is the inner and the outer with the boot. I could see that the inner joint had play in it. You know, you could wiggle it and you could feel a bunch of play on the inner, the inner ball joint on the tie rod. And the boot itself was pulled off of the rack, so water was able to get in here and kind of rust this stuff out pretty good. There's still some grease in there, but you can see there's crazy amounts of rust. And what happens often is when these are serviced, when people are putting the boot back on, the clamps are difficult to get into position, especially on these. It's really far recessed. You need a special tool to crimp the factory style metal clamp. So a lot of times people just give up on it altogether and just put a zip tie on it. Well, zip ties is fine, you know, for a little while, but eventually they break down and just fall off. It's and when they do, the boot will pull off when you steer the car one direction, and it'll fill up with water, and then you'll have a problem, because this shaft here that you're actually seeing right here pushes through a seal in the steering rack, and when this starts to get pitted, it damages the rack. You know, it tears up the seal. Then you'll get a fluid leak. And it can damage all kinds of hydraulic components in your steering system. A car like this is not very cheap and easy to stick a new steering rack in it. That's a few $1,000s for this repair. You know, it's kind of a big deal. So you'd be better off just buying the correct crimping tool. It crimps on the side like this, so you can go straight in at it. I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, rather than just sticking a zip tie on it. I know on some cars, you know, on, I don't know, old Beetles or something like that, people used to just put zip ties on them. You know, it's something that's been done for a long time, but it's not a good idea on these applications, on these newer cars. You want to just put whatever style clamp it had from the factory on it again, and you'll avoid issues like this. You know, this if this boot was still in place, this wouldn't have rusted out. This wouldn't be leaking a little bit from the steering rack, and everybody would be in better shape here. So I'll show you what to use. A style crimper like this. So with this crimper, you can slide it in like this. It's still a little bit of a fight, but you can slide it in like this once it's positioned, and you can crimp it. You can crimp it down. So that's it. These are from Matco. There are other you know, I'm sure Matco doesn't make these. I don't know who the manufacturer is, but you know, if I find some, I'll put a link in the description if I find some that are that look like they're the same kind of thing. But yeah, this is what you want to use. So it's not worth taking the shortcut on this. It can lead to damage. So thanks for watching.